Welcome back, MMC fam. I hope you all are doing super well. I do want to mention once again that I am outside, so if you hear the sounds of nature, that is just because I'm enjoying a beautiful day. The weather has been so nice here lately and it drives me nuts sitting inside. So I am sitting outside once again today. I have a different project for you today. It is not a tumbler tutorial, but it is a car Freshie tutorial. And we're going to be using cardstock to make super cute designs. And the really cool thing I like about this is you don't have to use hot glue because you can bake the Freshie right onto the cardstock. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I had about a half a pound of Aroma beads that I had already mixed up and let soak. I had them soaking and curing for about 2 weeks, but that's only because this was the first time I actually had a chance to sit down and use them. So the pink sands cured in about 3 days. I was really surprised about that. And then the other scent I have is Baja Cactus Blossom, and that almost looked like it wasn't completely cured at the 2-week mark. I don't know if I added just a little bit too much oil or what that was about, but it did bake perfectly fine. So right here, I'm just seeing how many beads I need to fill up this 4-inch silicone coaster mold. When I first got this mold, I thought it was a little bit big, but I actually kind of like it. I like how it looks hanging in the car. So these might be a little bit big for some people. You could definitely size down to a 3-inch, but it's all personal preference and what you prefer. So once I measured out exactly how many I needed for 2 Freshies, I went ahead and poured those into a disposable cup where I will mix them up with some mica powder. The 2 mica powders I am using today are black and rose gold. I got these from a set on Amazon. I will have it linked down below. Now I just took a little bit of mica powder on the end of a small popsicle stick and put that into the bead. You're gonna use a lot less than you think you need. So definitely start small. You can always add more later, but you'll know you have too much if it doesn't all come off the sides of the cup, and then you're gonna probably run into problems later when you bake it. You might run into those mica powders flaking off. So a little bit at a time. You can always add more, but you can't take any away. And just mix it really, really well. Make sure you get the ones on the bottom so everything is evenly coated. Once you get your Aroma beads completely coated in those mica powders, you are ready for your design. These 2 Freshies are for myself, so I made something that I would not be allowed to sell, but since these were for myself, why not make something that I really, really love, which is Golden Girls and Yellowstone, especially Rip, but also Casey and also John. So yeah, you can't sell licensed stuff, but these are for personal use. So I just printed these out on cardstock. Like I said, that is from Amazon as well. And I just hand cut these. This was a day where I really didn't want to mess with my Cricut. I was running short on time and my Cricut just likes to give me problems sometimes. So I hand cut these. If you are blessed with a Cricut that works flawlessly, then go ahead and do print and cut because it's going to save you a little bit of time. Once you get those cut out, you are ready to bake your Freshies. So all you have to do is set this face down in the Freshie. And then you're going to pour your Freshie beads right over top of that. One thing I will mention is I wish I would have put a hole in the cardstock before I added my Aroma beads. It would have made my life a lot easier because I struggled a little bit, but I do have a tip if you don't put the hole in. But yeah, my suggestion would be to definitely use a hole punch or even slice a little circle out in Cricut Design Space so you have a hole and you don't have to worry about adding that later and ripping your cardstock like I did. Once you get your Aroma beads poured in, just go ahead and take your finger and make sure it's all laying as flat and as evenly as possible. You want to make sure everything bakes thoroughly and everything melts together so you don't run into any issues with the beads coming apart and your Freshie breaking. Go ahead and stick a roofing nail in the top of your Freshie where you want your string to go. I didn't have a roofing nail, so I used whatever nails I could find in my husband's garage, and I did have an issue with these falling over, so I'll definitely be getting some roofing nails. for future Freshie projects. Once all of that is finished, you are ready to go ahead and bake your Freshies. I preheated my oven to 350 degrees and I baked these for about 9 minutes. I started out with 6 minutes and they weren't completely ready, so I put them back in for 2 minutes and then an extra 2 minutes, and then they were ready to go. So a good trick to see if your Freshies are done is to make sure they still look like beads. So they're not melted together and all flat. They still look like little round balls. But when you poke your finger in it when they come out of the oven, you want to make sure that when the beads come up, they're not coming up individually. Hopefully that makes sense. You want to make sure that none of them are moving around, but you don't want to bake them so long that they're completely melted down. So you just want to melt them just enough. Go ahead and let your Freshies cool down for about 20 to 30 minutes before you try taking them out of the mold. And what I did was just flip the mold upside down and kind of push them out, and they pop right out. And as you can see, the cardstock is on there flawlessly. There's no like burn marks, it didn't melt, it didn't do anything weird. It just works so good. I absolutely love how these turned out. To get your roofing nail out, you're gonna just wanna loosen it a little bit. So just move it from side to side and move it around in circles so you can loosen it off of those melted beads. This is when I realized that I should have made a hole beforehand because it was not wanting to come out the other side. So I was not able to push this all the way through from the back to the front like I should have been able to do. So I ran into some problems. I tried to cut it out with my craft knife and that was starting to rip the cardstock. So eventually I went to my husband's garage and looked for some kind of tool to help. I was going to use just a drill, but I found this soldering iron with the perfect hole. And once that heats up to temperature, you can just go right through the Freshie. So that method would not have damaged my cardstock if I would have done that from the start, but next time I'm definitely going to be putting a hole beforehand like I mentioned before. Once all of that is completed, it is now time to make it pretty. And I just took this elastic string that I also got on Amazon. The pack I got comes in white and black, and I just strung that through the hole. To make it even more pretty, because I'm all about making things pretty, I wanted to add some beads to this. These beads came from the Bumblebead Co. I found them over on Etsy, so I will have them linked down below. I absolutely love how these turned out, especially the Golden Girls one with that cute little white and gold leopard bead. I think it is so perfect. Once you get your beads on, you can go ahead and tie it off at the top and cut off any extra string. And I just took my scissors and cut off any pieces that were too long and tried to make it as even as possible around the back side so it looks really professional and nice. And then you are ready to either package these up in a nice bag, or you can go ahead and put it in your car, in your bathroom, in your closets, anywhere you want to smell nice. Here's what they look like finished. I think they turned out so cute, and like I said, I love my Golden Girls and I love me some Yellowstone, so these are perfect for me. Let me know what you guys think about this tutorial. Let me know if you guys want to see more crafts like this, or if you would rather just stick with tumbler and resin videos. Let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, and while you're there, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button as well. It is a free way to support your girl and help this channel out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.